All right, guys, how to get my cup of joe, you know me. Welcome to another blade showcase, specifically a knife showcase on the Steel Mindset. My name is Joe Steele. Now, this is a special type of knife showcase because this particular knife, which this is going to be pretty much a showpiece, is going to be Polaris XL from offgridknives. This is one of their the latest addition to their Elite series of knives. This particular knife has been a long time in the making, and I have said this before in other videos, this has been a very ambitious and bold move to entrust somebody new in terms of an OEM where they have been using best tech for quite some time and has done a really great job with all of their Elite folders, the Scorpion, the Mamba, the Rhino, I believe they also produced. They did a great job in all of their pieces. Their Elite knives are some of the best buys in terms of the price point and what you're getting for the price, the toughness of them, so on and so forth. They were approached by the OEM called Kunwu. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. It's called Kunwu. Kunwu. I have to tell you, they produce some really wonderful knives. You'll see it on the screen there. Take a look at their website and look at how beautiful their pieces are. They really are all about quality, craftsmanship, and giving you the top grade materials in their knives, and at a really fair price point for the most part. I'm going to be spending a little bit more time on this showcase. It's going to be a little longer than normal, and you know me, guys, I never ever will apologize for my videos being longer than the next guys, because I'm going to give you a lot of detail, beautiful shots of the knife, break down the spec list on this with some amazing materials and an excellent build included in this knife. I'm going to be testing this knife. I'm going to be demoing it for you. I'm going to show you basically how it handles regular cutting and maybe some aggressive cutting. And then at the end of the day, I'm going to show you how it handled everything, how the coating held up, how the build of the knife is overall. And then finally, if I can give you my recommendation on the knife at the price point, how this new OEM did on their first venture with offgridknives. So I recommend, if you want to get the full experience of what I'm trying to convey to you in terms of my experience with the knife, please watch it to the end so you can get a great idea of what I am trying to convey with this Polaris XL from offgrid. First off, let me show you a little video clip I made up of my first reveal of this knife, the first time I took it out of the box, and my reaction of it. First initial unboxing of the Polaris XL. Got my cup of joe, and I'm ready to go. Also, I always get like a letter from Carrie. Carrie, I always appreciate your letters you send me. I say them all, I really do. Much appreciated, my friend. The anticipation of getting this knife has been incredible. Ever since about a year ago that I saw the news feeds and they were sharing information, I was speaking to Carrie about it. I have been looking forward to this knife. Break the seal. I mean, listen, this is an XL knife, and from the look of the box, this does look looks like a pretty damn big knife. Now, you got to appreciate the packaging that offgridknives gives you on all of their knives. Always a graphic that is made just particularly for the knife that you're holding in your hand. Love it how it says offgridknives, Elite Series, nice, beautiful font, really solid, good looking box. It's got a magnet to basically open and close it. So let's do this, guys. Polaris XL, first time anywhere. Nice. This, don't eat it. Here is your stickers. Oh, love the Polaris XL stickers. I got to get more of these. I'm going to put these everywhere. Awesome. They gave you a specific sticker for the Polaris. Ooh, is this a patch or a sticker? But anyway, you got some merch, okay, you always get from offgrid. And you got the knife right here, wrapped up nicely in plastic with the foam cutout here. So if you want to store your knife in here, you got the magnet. And it's a nice solid box. It's a nice storage box if you want to save the box. This is the Dark Star variant. There's 3 variants. This is the Dark Star variant, which I'm going to basically say this is like kind of the Dark Knight's knife. So here it goes. Beautiful, smooth titanium, full frame. I mean, look at that. This is definitely a Dark Knight's knife, man. This is definitely a Batman Dark Knight's knife. Ooh, that is absolutely freaking gorgeous. Titanium with the dual tone, with the carbon fiber liner. The carbon fiber, basically more than an inlay, it actually takes up the whole case. It is absolutely gorgeous. Nice to the touch. Beautifully weighted, it feels like. It's got some nice weight to it. They wanted to make intentionally an extra large, high quality, elite knife. You can look at it and admire, and in terms of the quality of the knife, and everything else, and also use it tough. So let's open it. Ooh, oh my God. Oh my goodness. This is really some Beautiful knife. First time holding it in the hand. This feels amazing. It's not a heavy knife. It's not like a knife where you're like, oh my God, it's gonna weigh down your pocket. It's got some weight to it, but it's very well balanced. You also got, you know, between titanium and carbon fiber, it's not like it's aluminum or anything. It's pretty light and airy. And it's the weight is pretty much distributed. This is pretty much everything I want in a knife, guys. Great purchase in the hand, great egos. Just basically to be able to hold this comfortably in any grip that you want, have a really good steel. Listen, I'm not a steel snob, but you know, I appreciate a good steel. This VANAX steel and this the DLC coating this is probably one of the best, most lustrous, beautiful coatings I've ever seen from Off-Grid. This is a wild, excellently done coating. Reinforced tip. Look at all that generous jimping there. Let's see the detent on this. Unbelievable, unbelievable. Listen, all of the motion on all their knives is great, but this is really something special. This is really, really something special. Oh my goodness, this is one of the best deployment and detent that I have ever seen in their knives and in any knife. This is really wild. Very well done. Sharpness level. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Talk about sharp. My goodness gracious. That was me. Holy crap. Just pops off. I mean, I just gotta take a second to kind of just really admire this knife, how beautiful it actually is. Love the carbon fiber with the titanium, that light feel to it. It feels really, really good in the hand. Let me try to actually open it from the opening here. Yep, perfectly good. Yep, spotty flicking is good. Could definitely use the opening to kind of open it up. You can do that manually, but the flipper just works just fine. The flipper is just perfect. You also have jimping on the flipper. I mean, guys, this is as premium as you're gonna get in the price range. You are getting so much bang for the buck. We are gonna continue with this review. I'm gonna show you all of the amazing features that come together on this knife and what you're getting for your money. And I mean, yeah, it's their most ambitious, bold, and expensive knife, but I gotta tell you, when you hear the spec sheet, I mean, you can read it yourself on their website, but we're gonna display it. We're gonna show you all the detailed shots of this thing, and then we're gonna use it. We're gonna show you how basically good this knife is, even in use. Here we go, guys. The Polaris finally opened, finally on my channel. Let's continue with the review. This is wild. I really gotta take this in. All right, guys, at this point in time, while I'm airing and speaking to you on the video, I did do a full demo of this knife. I did use the knife and it handled itself really well. We'll get back to basically the condition of it, but let me break down the actual specs, which are very, very impressive. What build went into this knife, the materials that were put in, the specific steel. Let's tackle that now. All right, guys, so the weight of the knife is around 6.5 ounces. It's a shy under a half a pound. I mean, Off-Grid says it all the time. They never apologize for the knife being an XL knife. They never apologize for being a little bit heavier in the hand. I personally love a knife with some weight to it. I like a knife where basically you hold it in your hand and you know you have a knife in your hand. When you put it in your pocket, as long as it doesn't weigh down and it shifts from side to side, it has an excellent belt clip, which is completely chamfered and contoured perfectly to fit in your pocket and not rip up your jeans. Soft in texture, titanium, it's excellent. So coupled with that, with the weight distribution, comes in excellent at 6.5 ounces. Now guys, the blade steel. The blade steel is a VANAX super clean, ultra stainless premium edge retention. Now I did some research on the VANAX steel. The VANAX steel comes in really close with Magna Cut steel. They're both premium steels. They both give you excellent edge retention, great corrosion resistance, and toughness. The edge that Magna Cut might have on the VANAX steel is it has slightly better edge retention, and a little bit more toughness. Where the VANAX shines is it gives you that great balance, but it also gives you the best, as far as I can see, corrosion resistance on the market. This knife was kind of made for marine environments, for high humidity environments, which I'll explain a little bit more in the video. So basically, if you know that this is going to be in a cold environment, a wet environment, like maybe the snowfalls that I'm going to be reviewing it on today, the ice conditions, the wet conditions, or high humidity, this is definitely a knife that you don't have to worry as much about at all in terms of it rusting or corroding or anything like that. So that's probably one of the best steels out there in terms of corrosion resistance, but still does also give you an excellent edge retention, and all the things that make MagnaCut great makes VANAX super clean, ultra stainless steel excellent as well. So now the blade length is around 4.25 inches, 4.25. It's got a really nice, healthy blade length. I didn't measure the width, but the width I would say is probably a little bit over an inch. Probably, it looks like probably an inch and a half or something like that. It's got some nice width on the blade. It's a beautiful blade for sure. It looks like it might be somewhat of a drop point type of blade. It's got some nice unsharpened swedge here. It's got excellent jimping. It's got the cutout here. And please don't tell me it's a weak point. The cutout was made so basically the knife can have a different way of engaging with it. You can spidey flake it. You have a different way of flipping it open or engaging with the knife aside from the flipper itself. I mean, butter smooth ceramics is probably an understatement. This is probably one of the best deployment and detent I have seen on any of their off-grid knives. It really is that smooth and wonderful. More of like on a different level in terms of how soft and wonderful the motion is, the click sound, how it drops shut, like soft but snappy. It's just wonderful motion on this knife. If you like a knife that basically has great engagement, I mean, this is definitely one of the best you're gonna find. Locking mechanism is a titanium frame lock, very strong titanium frame lock. You'll see on my demo. Deployment is flip with a flipper tab, plus the flick with the thumb groove. Like I said, spidey flick, perfect. The blade thickness is around 3.5 millimeters. It's not a very thick stock, but it's just enough to be a good slicing type of knife. It's not a knife you're gonna be putting to a brick wall, but it is still pretty amazingly tough in terms of what I did with it. Blade grind is a precision CNC single bevel chisel grind. I noticed that basically this is an amazing cutter. Before I even read that it was a chisel grind. I mean, if you examine it, you can see it. But the CNC single bevel chisel grind, this is an amazing slicing knife. I can't wait to show you exactly how well it did. The blade finish is a satin with DLC, a diamond-like carbon coating. The coating on this knife is lustrous and beautiful. It's probably one of the most beautiful coatings I have ever seen on an off-grid knife. And even on more expensive knives, you don't find a coating that's this lustrous and beautiful. The only complaint I may have on it, it smudges fairly easily because it has a little bit more of like a mirror, like a metallic, I would say metallic or glossy type of finish. So it does smudge easy sometimes if you have oils on your fingers and things like that. But honestly, if you just basically spray it up with a little alcohol here and there, which I have a spray bottle always at hand, and just kind of wipe it down, it just takes everything off and it looks pretty much as lustrous as it was before. And again, this is now after cutting, and I'm going to show you basically how much cutting I did, the state of it, and after cleaning it up, it's just wow, absolutely wonderful coating. The handle length is 5.5 inches. A lot of purchase on the handle. I love off-grid knives. They're overbuilt and they're very, very generous to the user in terms of the hold. You have many different ways that you can hold this knife, self-defense or protection deployment. You have jimping, basically where you need jimping in terms of how you need to engage and hold the knife. And if you wanted to really, really choke up on it and maybe take that finger grip here and you really want to get in, I don't want to even touch it because I don't want to fingerprint it, but you can definitely pinch grip because you have enough width on the blade to basically be able to pinch grip and really get some fine work done. It's just that type of knife where it's very, very versatile. And I thank Off-Grid for always thinking about the end user for that. The inlays are an absolutely gorgeous carbon fiber inlays. You have 3 different variants. You have the red CF, black CF, and the gold CF. The variants are called Golden Eclipse, gorgeous. Red Dawn, absolutely my favorite. I actually hoping I could get my hands on a Red Dawn at some point. and this one here, which is the Dark Star. Batman carried a knife, which I don't think he does. He has other things that he carries. If he carried a knife, I think it would be this Polaris XL in this Dark Star variant. It's absolutely a Batman Dark Knight type of knife for sure. Back spacer is titanium with jimping. It's got a pivot collar, titanium pivot, anodized accent rings. The hardware are T6 and T8 stainless steel screws with the black PVD finish. I mean, if you just really examine on the screen, guys, and look all around this knife and look at the recessed PVD finish, how much attention to detail was put into even the recessed screws, PVD coating on the pivot screw, the T8, the T6 screws, how perfectly symmetrical this knife is. It is a marvel to the eyes. It's a symmetrically beautiful, beautiful knife. I think Kunwu really knocked this out of the park, and the design that Carrie put into this, I don't know how much more influence Kunwu had it, because it looks like some of their knives. It was a great tag team. I mean, this is a symmetrically, wonderfully beautiful knife. I love everything about it, the balance of it, how the blade basically matches up with the spine. It's just a beautiful, beautiful knife. Finally, you have a 3D milled titanium clip with DLC coating. So actually, it's not only a titanium belt clip, it's 3D milled, but it also has a DLC coating. So it's smooth and it's soft. So when you're basically putting this in and out of your jeans or your pants or wherever you're wearing, it's gonna slide right in and out easily with no effort, and it's comfortable. Guys, this knife coming in at around $350. If you're paying that type of price for a knife, you wanna have basically this type of spec list, this type of fully loaded. I think actually you're getting a lot of bang for your buck, because basically, listen, a knife like this, let's be honest, if this knife was produced in the States, this knife would probably be around $650, $700 or more dollars, depending on who produces it. It's jam-packed with some of the best features you can have on a knife in terms of the coating, the steel, the solidity of the knife. But the next stage of this review, guys, I want to show you it work. It's not just a fancy, good-looking knife. This is a tough knife. This is a knife that's built to work with, built to be used, and built to be used a little aggressively. So let's show you that segment of this video with real use on the Polaris XL, only here on the Steel Mindset. Now, if you look, it basically stays a little bit exposed, but it's very easy engagement with the knife in and out. Because it has a specific type of milled, beautifully milled and contoured belt clip, titanium, you see how it's kind of rounded up over there. You saw the close-ups earlier on. Nice and smooth, and it really kind of just goes right into your pocket extremely easily. Without too much effort. It doesn't rip up your jeans. It kind of goes in and out very, very easily. So that's always a pleasure to basically, to have something that doesn't rip up your jeans and is contoured smooth and clean. So it's easy to carry, because you know what it is an EDC and you want to be able to carry it. So obviously, guys, this is a fresh edge. We're going to process some cardboard. We're going to do a whole bunch of cutting with this thing just to show you the cutting geometric, how good it cuts. And we're going to see also the edge retention at the end of this to see how much of an edge retention it holds up. But you see how it's really just an amazing slicer. It really is. Yeah, it really does have one hell of an edge. I mean, look how easy this thing really slices. And it feels good. No hot spots or anything like that. It's nice and smooth in the hand. There's nothing that's pain. As you kind of push through the cardboard, it cuts and slices really well. Nice. Yeah, it's It really is a pleasure when you got a knife that cuts and slices like this. I mean, this is pretty damn impressive. Just going through some cardboard, but you know what? If you cut cardboard all the time with knives, you can tell what slices and what has a superior cutting geometric. And this really slices like a dream. It really does. Copper wire, copper PC cable rather. Listen, there's no rhyme or reason as far as what I'm cutting or why I'm cutting it. It's just a matter of just putting some work on the edge to see how the edge retention holds up. Because again, this is the first time that I'm kind of dealing with this steel. So I want to see how it does compare to MagnaCut, in which I really did look it up. And both MagnaCut and the VANAX steel are very similar in properties. They're both premium steels. My boy Scab in Florida, with his humidity, would definitely appreciate this. But while I'm talking, guys, this is making some quick work. Again, these are materials I cut with all the time with other knives. And I could tell there's really not much pull, or push rather, that I need to put in terms of effort to get through these materials. This is a really, really very sharp, number one, cutting dynamic and the cutting geometric from the OEM. That's really fantastic on this knife so far. It's a really amazing cutter. Wow, not bad at all. Now, obviously, you know what? This is a folder. It's not a fixed blade. You're not throwing this at a stump, but we're also going to test out the locking mechanism. Again, new OEM. I want to see how the locking mechanism is. Now, if it fails, I'm not going to really down on the knife, but if it passes and it's okay, then that's pretty impressive. Downward drop via Donnie B all day. Show you the balance of the knife. 4-foot drop. And it falls pretty well. Not bad. Let's do some hard downward throws. Nice and deep. Not bad for a folder, man. Yep. Pretty good lock. So far, seems pretty good. Excellent mechanism. Still pretty much rock solid. Still good there. All right, and the test moves on. Leather belt. Yeah, still got a nice slicey edge. I'm pretty confident with the locking mechanism. Let's do some stabbing tests to see basically how the penetration is and if there's any slippage or anything like that. I do have some Kevlar reinforced gloves just in case. Excellent penetration, really good. Wow. This is a frozen tatami mat. Yeah, right through into the stump. Not bad. See the point right there? Again, guys, this is, I know there's holes in this cardboard already because I'll get somebody who's going to comment and say, oh, there's holes in there already. You're not penetrating. It's not really about the penetrating here. It's just about the lock, the frame lock, to see how it holds up and see how comfortable this is basically doing the penetration. But obviously, this thing can penetrate. It's got a great point, reinforced, and it's very, very sharp. Let's do some wood carving. Wow, this is a folder, guys. This is like doing the work of a bushcrafter, man. This is an excellent cutter. Wow. This is probably, I would venture to say, this is probably one of the best edges that I've gotten from Off-Grid, from their folders. This is really impressing me. Love the jimping here. I know I have gloves on, but it is cold. But for argument's sake, to calm the critics there and see how comfortable this is. And yeah, the jimping really does help. But this is one hell of a cutter. It really is. And all this wood, everything you're seeing here is frozen. Nothing is really fresh. Basically, look at how it's just taking those slices into the wood. This is a really very good cutting knife, man. Again, I'm spinning it to cut it off just to get, again, more pressure on the locking mechanism, because we're going to test this after to see if anything disengaged or if anything got damaged, along with checking the edge retention. But so far it's pretty damn remarkable. Some polyurethane rope. Oh wow, guys, no effort, man. This is it looks like it's some impressive edge retention. Wow, very good. Try to point. Yep, point is still good. The very point, good. Let's try right here at the base of the knife. Still very sharp there. Every part of this knife, guys, is supremely sharp and supremely good cutter. I can't emphasize enough how this thing is cutting and slicing. It's just really superb. Steel reinforced sandblast hose. We're just gonna do some push cuts here because this is all I have left of the sandblast hose to see how I can get through this. Wow. Yeah, I'm impressed. I'm impressed at this edge. I really am. Wow. Very impressive. Again, I do these cuts all the time, guys, with many different knives. I don't know if it's nylon reinforced or steel reinforced, whatever it is. This is a thick sandblast hose, and look at how it's slicing right through it. And this is a fine piece, so obviously the finer the piece, the harder it is to cut. And it's just, I'm perfectly confident getting this close to the edge because this thing is just that good of a cutter. When you got a sharp knife, you don't have to worry as much because you know it's not going to slip. There's no deflection. It just really whatever you put the blade to, the edge to, this thing is going to cut right through it. If it can be cut, this thing is cutting it. And I mean, look how clean those slices are. Again, nylon or steel reinforced sandblast hose, like 1.5 inches in diameter or something like that. Impressive stuff. Scab knows what I'm talking about. Let's do another drag cut. Testing that point. Yeah, good. Drag cuts, no problem. I am officially damn impressed with how good this thing cuts. Guys, this VANAX steel and this OEM is no joke. Look at that. Wild. Wow, this is like just one of those fun knives to review. Because whatever I do with it is not failing. That's the fun part of it. It's just, I don't have to struggle with anything. It's just cutting. That's all it's doing. It's just working, it's cutting. That's all it's doing. Working and cutting. No issue at all. And the edge doesn't seem like it diminished whatsoever. All right, so now this is the stupid stuff, guys, that you're never ever supposed to do with a folder. But again, we're testing the lock. We're gonna do a little light batoning, just a little tap, couple taps. Pretty damn good. No issue so far. You know, and I won't be doing it if I wasn't so confident in the locking mechanism not failing on me, because it is a really nice knife and I really don't want to destroy it. But it's rock solid still, guys. Light batoning at all. Banging the point. Everything is straight, no bends, no chips. Everything looks pretty damn fantastic. Okay, guys, steel reinforced car tire. Why do we stamp tires? well, we could thank Scab for that because he implemented it first. Quiet Boys Outdoors, leave a tag to him down below. He's the inventor of all these testing that we're doing here. I do a lot of my testing according to whatever Scab has introduced already, but this is a great way to also not only test the edge and the heat tempering to cut through like some steel reinforced stuff and the rubber and everything. It really puts a lot of pressure on the edge. We're also going to test out the blade coating to see how this new coating is. It's lustrous and it's beautiful, but how does it hold up with this extremely abrasive testing in terms of on the coating? Because this really, really attacks the coating in terms of the steel belted stuff and that thick rubber, to see how the coating holds up, and also to see how comfortable it is, how the lock engages, how the penetration is, a whole slew of things. So let's do that now. All right, guys, VANAX steel versus car tire. Like no effort. No effort, guys. This is child's play, man. This is child's play. Absolute child's play. Absolute joke how easy this is right now. Wow. Yeah, some pretty wild stuff, man. I really handled this tire like it was really kind of just like a joke. Good stuff. Yeah, guys, this thing is still slicing. I gotta tell you guys, I'm really impressed thus far. Really. I mean, I'm genuinely impressed. I mean, this thing, I started with this and I'm ending with this, and it's still cutting like as if it's a brand new fresh edge. I mean, this kind of stuff is supposed to wear down an edge in terms of like the copper and cutting through the steel belted stuff, the tires. And this seems like it's still working well. Now, we're gonna take this down into the studio and test it out. Let's check the movement. Still absolutely clean, rock solid. No problem at all. In terms of engaging with the knife, still pretty damn good. I can't really see anything wrong with the edge in terms of chipping. The point from the penetration, it's a fine point, but I gotta tell you, I don't see any bends. Everything looks pretty damn legit, you know, as far as I can see with my eyes. It looks good. We're gonna clean this off. We're gonna see how if there's any scratches or anything that would trouble me on the coating, cutting through all the abrasive stuff. But so far, so good, guys. This is solid. This is a finesse, beautifully built knife, but it looks like it's gonna be pretty damn tough in terms of using it for an everyday, you know, work knife type of thing. And also in an aquatic or like a wet environment, like in the snow and the ice, you know, using it in high humidity and things like that. This VANAX steel looks like it's gonna be incredibly corrosion resistant. So let's take this back into the studio and test it out a little bit more. All right, guys, welcome back to the studio. Okay, so the state of this knife, guys, it is used. I want to show you a couple different things. First and foremost, the engagement of the knife is just as butter smooth as it was before, even through the batoning, even through basically the aggressive things I was doing at the stabbing into the car tire and things like that. The things that basically should kind of, you know, wiggle or disenlarge a lock or something like that. Number one, it didn't disengage or it didn't move while I was doing it, and it didn't ruin the lock at all as far as when it locks up or when I close it. It's still opening and closing exactly like it was brand new right out of the box. One very important thing that I really praise Off-Grid Knives about is their coating. Now this particular coating with it, which is their DLC coating, I thought would be an exception to the rule because it has a little bit of a metallic feel to it. I feel like it won't be as durable as all their other coatings that they've done in the past. But I was actually really wrong about that. I mean, other than a couple little scratches around, little blemishes or things like that, I honestly just cleaned this up. You saw the state of the knife after I used it. There's a couple little blemishes, some very light scratches that I could probably get out with a little metal polish, but it actually is perfectly fine. I mean, at first glance, you would say that this knife wasn't used, or I didn't use it the way I did use it. So I'm really impressed the fact that this coating still stands up. Their standard in terms of giving you a really good coating on a knife, this coating from their OEM still does justice to what Off-Grid is doing with all the rest of their knives. So I'm really a big fan of it. It's a beautiful metallic looking coating, but it's also durable. I hate having coatings where you're using it and then you have the signs of use. You want it to look pretty. You don't want it to have those deep scratches, and you don't want it to look ugly. Especially a knife of this price point that looks this good out of the box, you want it to stay looking good for many years to come. Other thing is, guys, the edge retention. I have never dealt with this VANAX steel. I did a lot of cutting with it, a lot of cutting into some abrasive steel belted materials, and I want to see what the edge retention is after all that cutting. You saw how sharp it was out of the box in the intro video. Let's see how it is after use. Still pretty damn sharp. I would say it really didn't lose a beat. I would say something like maybe a little bit of a strop would completely bring this back to ultra sharpness that it was before. But I gotta tell you, even if you don't need to basically strop it right now, you wanna just keep on going, this is still pretty screaming sharp for sure. Yeah, I actually think they really didn't lose at all. Edge retention may not be exactly as prominent in terms of a feature like Magnet Cut, but it's no slouch at all. This is a very, very sharp edge after all of that. So I would say the edge retention gets a big plus on me with this VANAX steel as far as first impression. I think they're gonna get better and better with it, but is it as good as Magnet Cut? It is very close. They're probably neck and neck in terms of sharpness. This is pretty damn impressive in terms of the sharpness level of this thing. It's, I would say this is pretty close to being razor sharp still. All right, guys, at the end of this video, I have to basically tell you if I personally would recommend it or not. Now, again, my recommendation doesn't mean anything. You as a user can take my experience with the knife, how the knife makes me feel, how I engage with it, how it feels in my hand, how it performs for me, how it, the state of the knife after it performs, the edge retention. I can only show you my results. At the end of the day, you have to make the ultimate decision. If you feel okay with spending that kind of money, like around over $300 on a knife, and you listen, I understand a lot of people they don't believe in spending that kind of money on a folding knife, and believe me, I totally understand that. I could totally see that, but if you are okay with spending that kind of money on a knife and you want to get a good knife for your money, I would honestly recommend the Polaris XL. I think you are getting, like I said, a great bang for the buck. You are getting features on this knife that otherwise would cost probably double or triple the amount of money. Dealing with this particular OEM, I think you could be perfectly comfortable. I can feel this thing is good quality. I can feel this thing was built very well. I can see the symmetrical nuances of the knife in terms of how beautiful the grind is and the attention to detail. This is a very high quality made knife when made with a lot of pride from their OEM. I think that Off-Grid can definitely be very proud of this knife. Now understand something extremely important, guys. This is a limited run on this knife. It's a first run, and there's limited quantities of this knife on their first run. So if you are interested in this knife, you need to run and try to get your hands on it, because they're going to sell out a lot quicker than normal knives because they didn't order a huge amount. It's a limited run on this. Now, depending on how this knife does and how it sells and the type of feedback that they get from this knife, they may do a second run or they may not do it at all. So you may see your only look at the Polaris XL. So if you are interested in it, I think it's definitely a good buy at the price point. Again, if you are looking to spend that kind of money on a knife, I think this is definitely a knife that you'll be very, very content, happy with, and proud of your purchase. So well done, Off-Grid. Carrie, thank you for sending this over to me. I really enjoyed it. I really will continue to enjoy it, okay, for many years to come, I have a feeling. Really impressed with the build and this OEM. I think you have a great future with them. They did a great, great job, and I'm really happy with the toughness of this knife and just kind of filling the brand of Off-Grid, giving you a good-looking, well-built knife, but something also very tough that you can basically use without having to worry about it. So thanks for watching, guys. Polaris XL from Off-Grid. Run and get yours before they sell out. Thanks for watching, everybody. And if you watched till this point, please put a blue heart at the end in the comments so I know who stayed to the very end. Have a good one, guys. I'll see you when I see you. Ciao.